Hello viewers, in today's video, we will see the IO cage of JX300XP system. We will see the type of the IO cage we use in JX300XP system, distribution of IO cards in the racks, front and back detailed view of the IO rack. Before starting the video, let me introduce myself. My name is Waqas Said. This is lecture number 4 on the web series of JX300XP which we started. I named this lecture as the IO cage or IO rack of JX300 XP system. So let's start now. As you have seen in the control panel lecture number 2, we have seen the detailed overview of system cabinet. A system cabinet contains 7 racks in which first rack is the power rack and remaining 6 racks are the IO cages. As you already know that the one controller can support 8 IO cages. XP211 is the model number of the cage for JXP300XP system. Now we see the detailed distribution of the IO CAD of the cards in the IO rack or IO cage. As you are seeing in the picture, this is the empty IO cage and it contains 20 slot or railing for placing of cards. After the railing there is a Euro standard IO sockets which is fixed on the motherboard. The first two slot of the IO cage is for the controller. Next to slot is for the data transmission modules XP233. The last slot of the IO cage is for the power module. The remaining IO slot in the cage can be used for the IO modules. IO module can be digital input, digital output, analog input, analog output, or some communication card. The number of IO module can be 14 or 16 depending upon the type of racks. Now we see the types of IO rack we see in GX300XP system. First is the controller IO rack. It is the first IO cage in the system cabinet. Second, you can see the extension IO rack containing the fiber optic module. The IO rack is used when we have a remote IO cage having distance of more than 20 meters. It is used as the last IO rack of the main system cabinet and the first IO rack of the remote cabinet. So let's see the distribution of IO modules in these IO rack. First two slot of controller IO rack contain the controller XP243X in redundant, and first two slots of extension IO rack contain the fiber optic expansion module XP433MS, where M or S denote the multi-mode or single mode fiber optic spot. Next two slots contain the data transmission modules, which is used for the communication of IO card with the controller. Last two slot of IO cage contain the power module XP258-2, which is used to convert 24 volt DC supply to 5 volt DC supply. This supply is used for the distribution of supply required for IO card. Both the controller IO rack and extension IO rack contain 14 slots for the IO modules, which can be analog input, analog output, digital output, or any communication cards. Other than the controller IO rack and extension IO rack, all the rack has following distribution. First two slots contain the power module XP258-1 card instead of controller. Next two slot contain the data transmission module, which is used for the S-bus communication of IO module with the controller. And then we have 16 slot for the IO modules. These IO modules can be analog input, analog output, digital input, digital output, or any communication module. Now let's see the type of IO rack with respect to the power supply. First one is the IO rack with controller. It contains narrow panel power module XP258-2 which has same width as all other IO modules have. Second, we have IO rack without controller. It contains wide panel power module XP258-1 which has same width as the width of the controller. Both of these power modules card convert the 24 volt DC power supply to 5 volt DC power supply required for the distribution of IO cards. Now we see the detailed overview of IO cage. First, the upper view of IO cage. As you are seeing in this picture, the metal body of IO cage look like this. Then you can see the railing IO slot for IO card present in the IO cage, on which card can be inserted. Along this metal body of IO cage, a motherboard card is also present, which take care of redundant power distribution and redundant S-bus communication of all the IO modules and controller. After the motherboard, we have a back cover board attached above the motherboard along the metal body of IO cage. Above the back cover board, we have 20-pin Euro socket on which IO signal terminal board can be attached. As you are seeing the picture, the back view of system cabinet and IO cage look like this. First of all, you see that there is a power jack coming from the power cabinet. It provides 24 volt DC input power supply to the IO cage. Then we have 4 dB9 connector for S-bus communication of IO rack with controller via data transmission module. Then we have a system extension terminal used for the clock, SOE extension or reference junction for thermocouple signals. Then you see 28-pin Euro socket present to pass the signal from IO terminal board to IO module via motherboard. Then we have a IO terminal signal board or DB board which can be attached on 20-pin Euro socket. It is used for the termination of field signals with the IO modules. As you see the back cover metal board on the back side of IO cage. Now we see the communication and power supply of IO cage in detail. First we see the communication of the IO cage. Let's pause. We have 4 cages to communicate. Cage A, let's we communicate with cage A and communicate with cage B. We have 2 redundant DB9 cable. First DB9 cable attached with the S-bus 3 connector of cage A and terminate in the S-bus 1 of cage B. Similarly, a redundant cable attached with S-bus 4 of cage A and terminate in S-bus 2 of cage B. So 2 redundant cable take the redundant S-bus S2 communication between 2 racks. Same scenario will be done between the communication of cage B to cage C and then cage C to cage D. At the end of last cage S-bus point and the first 2 point of first cage, we used a null DB9 connector which is used as the resistance required for the communication. Now zoom the power distribution points and see the connections. First 24 volt DC power supply is coming from the power supply 1 and it terminates on 24 volt and ground reference point, as you are seeing in this animation. Similarly, the power supply coming from the power supply 2 terminate on their respective points. Above 5 volt supply was not used now. It was used by the old GX300 system Where power module was not present in the cage, we have to give this 5-volt power supply from the power cabinet. Then we have a system extension terminal on the back side of our cage, which are normally used for remote acquisition of temperature wiring or wiring of SOE and system extension. Terminal 1 to 4 are used to connect SOE system, in which terminal 1 to 2 are used to synchronize for SOE system, and terminal 3 to 4 are RS485 signal terminal for SOE. Terminal 5 to 8 are used to connect cold junction resistance for thermocouples. When SOE master module and SOE slave module are in different cages, we communicate them through these extension terminals. That's all from today video. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any question or suggestion, you can ask me in comment or you can directly contact me via phone.